Do you feel like life is unfair to you? Like people take advantage of you, people hurt you, people disappoint you, you're a people pleaser, like you don't know how to say no to people when it's needed. And you know you have few bad things or negative traits that you need to change about yourself that you want to, but you don't know how because you're like constantly stuck on a loop. These emotions need a clear understanding to see what is a core problem over here. We can't change things from the surface level. We need to go deep and understand things first and then take the steps to change things for better. We have the ability to change things into really, really good so that we could live our life the way we want to. But sometimes you're the one who's making your life hard. Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back my channel. I'm Hazel and you're watching Medicine Vibes. First step to live your best life is to identify your negative habits or negative traits that you need to change and replace them with good habits which will uplift you. Maybe you have like an all or nothing mentality. All or nothing mentality is also known as black and white thinking. It is when things are either seen as perfect, and if it is anything less than perfect, then it is seen as failure. For example, this is Amy. She is a good student and she is a perfectionist. She doesn't want anything to be less than perfect in her life. She wants everything to be perfect. And once at school, she got sick, and on the next day, it was her exam. And she wasn't able to perform well at her exams. She got like below average marks, but she passed the exam. She got really, really sad and she saw herself like a failure, whereas she didn't even fail. And there were other students in her class who got like same marks as her, but they were like happy. And this girl, Amy, she was like really depressed and she saw herself like a failure because of why she either sees things as everything is either really good, or and if it is the a slight problem occurs, she sees herself like a failure and like everything is worse like that. This type of mentality often hurt us a lot. Like it will affect us in a lot of ways. Just because one person did bad to you doesn't mean every other people are gonna hurt you or disappoint you or take advantage of you. Same way, if one person was nice to you doesn't mean every other people in this world are good. There are like a mix and variety of people in this world, and things are really, really different. We cannot judge one thing based upon another. So this mentality is gonna hurt you if you have this. But don't worry, you can change things. Know that there are different type of things, and even if things are not perfect, at least if you're making progress, that's the best thing you could do. Understand that. Let it sink in. Maybe next thing is that you aim for constant happiness. Constant happiness is a myth. You can't stay happy, like you can't always smile 24/7, and you can't always like laugh all the time. As humans, we are exposed to a wide variety of emotions. Like we need to feel those emotions, whether it is being heartbroken, whether it has been anxious, anxiety, sadness, crying, happiness, smiling, whatever the emotions, we need to feel things as humans. Accept that failures and rejections are gonna happen. Like imagine if there are 5 people competing for one particular reward, A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, they want a particular same thing. At first they are like really, really enthusiastic and they want to do the thing, they want to achieve something, and setbacks and failures happen. One of them like changes their mind. During each step things were gonna get tough and they really knew that, and things got really, really tough, and one by one all the 4 people like changed their mind. And at last this one person who faced those challenges and accepted that failures and rejections are going to happen and everything, he won the thing. Like the main point is that when we are out to achieve something, we are going to be rejected, there will be failures, we will make mistakes. And what is not normal or what we have to do is that we need to face them, and we should understand that once we fail something, it doesn't mean that we can't achieve it. Like if we are failing, like take a paper, literally take a paper, and if you want to achieve something, then be ready to write your mistakes down. If once you fail, each time you fail, go and write what mistakes that you did during this time, and next time you can see like you are not allowed to repeat this mistake, and you could improve. You can see with time, you can see that you're progressing a lot, and that is what matters. Make peace with emotions. Another mistake that you might be doing in your life is that maybe you're allowing toxic people into your life. Toxic people go everywhere, like literally. There are a lot of toxic people around this world, and it could be anyone. Like it could be any of your family member, it could be any of your friends, it could be a partner, it could be a colleague, or everyone. Know that they do not have any control over you unless you give them the permission to do so. Like if you give them like every control over your life, obviously they're going to take advantage of you. Anybody can take advantage of you in that way. This is why it is important to have healthy boundaries with people. Tell them like this is my boundary, you can't cross them, and if you cross this, I'm going to do this. Have healthy boundaries. And toxic people just want sympathy. They want you to solve their problems, they want you to be always there for them, but when you need them, they will disappear. If it's like two-way around, then wow, that's a good friendship. But if they need you at their worst time, but they are not available when you need them, that's a sign of a toxic friend. Their problems are never going to be solved. If you try to solve their one of their problem, then they invent another one and another one. They just want your ongoing sympathy and care and attention. Toxic people are like narcissists. Like they try to take control over you. They try to blame their mistakes onto you. And if they hurt you and you tell them, that hurted me, they're going to say like, oh my God, I'm so sorry you feel that way. And they do not take responsibility for their mistakes or their actions. They are going to project their mistakes onto you and make you feel miserable. They're going to gaslight you. There are a lot of traits toxic people possess, and you need to be aware of them. You can go to Pinterest and search like what are the traits of toxic people. And when you're talking with someone, ask yourself like, is this person draining my energy? Is this person taking advantage of me? Will this person be there for me when I need them? Be aware of every little things because these things matters a lot. So don't allow toxic people to get into your boundary. Keep having healthy boundaries and do not allow anyone to cross them. I have healthy boundaries, and I have like 3 best friends, and these friends knows my boundaries and they do not cross them, and they know that if they cross my boundaries, I'm gonna cut them off from my life. It's that simple. I do not allow anyone to cross my boundaries, and it's really really peaceful. I used to like have a lot of friends, and a lot of people would hurt me and take advantage of me, and that felt really bad. But now I'm like really satisfied with how my life is. It's really really peaceful when you cut off those toxic people, trust me. We as humans let things slide. Like we take things very lightly, we take things as simple. We think like a small thing won't make any effort or something, you know but every little actions matters a lot. For example, this is Joe, okay? She has anxiety, and whenever she have anxiety, she once started picking on her skin, and that particular behavior distracted her for some time. But then she would feel like bad about it, but she did let the things slide. She thought like, oh, it's not such a big deal. But then every time she was anxious, she would pick on her skin, her face or pimples. And then she didn't notice that till late. Like she got so many blemishes on her face, so many scars. Because of why? Once she chose to pick her skin, and then whenever she got anxious, this behavior, this habit got into her subconscious mind, and it came automatically like a reflex action. And then it became a bad habit that she needs to change, but she didn't knew how, because whenever she was anxious, she would unconsciously she would just go and pick her skin, and it would make things worse, and it worsened her anxiety. So it everything starts small. Every bad habits or everything starts small. Everything starts with a thought like, oh, this won't matter in the long run, it's a small thing, doesn't matter. You need to be careful of every habits that you have. Don't let anything slide. Drink enough water. We all know the repercussions of not drinking much water. We don't want to damage your kidney. Yeah. Also, don't have any negative habits. Try your best to break those negative habits. I know it's not easy, but you have to take small steps and make sure that even if it's like 1% of progress, make sure you stay consistent, and that's what matters. You don't have to change things all at once. You can do that, first of all. Like when we have to change something, we have to start really, really slow, and slowly, progressively, we have to increase the things we do in order to change our life. Exercise regularly, eat healthy, you know, take care of your health. Health is everything. Maybe another mistake you make is that you think everything in this world is about you. But honey, think we have like trillions of galaxies in this universe, and in that Milky Way galaxy, in which our solar system is, we have like 100 billion planets. And in our solar system, we have like 8 planets and 195 countries in this world, and 8 billion people on Earth. These 8 billion people have their own problems. They have their own life. They have their own goals. They have their own sadness, happiness, and everything. And you think everything in this world is about you? No, they do not have any time to think about what you're doing and some embarrassing thing that you did few years back. They do not have that time to think about you. You only matters to yourself. I only matters to myself. That's it. It's that simple. And maybe you're like texting your friend, and they're not replying. You think like, oh my god, why you're not replying me? Oh my god, you're ignoring me. Why do you care in the first place? Like literally, if they don't wanna talk to you, that's okay. They might be going through their own problems. Or maybe they choose to not talk to you because you drain their energy. Sometimes we could be the toxic people, and we need to understand what our toxic trait is, and we have to change them. They have their own life, they have their own problems. So if we are texting someone and they do not reply, don't take everything personally. Not everything in this life or everything in this world is about you. People have their own things to do. Let that sink in as well. Another mistake you might be making in your life is not talking to yourself. Self-talk is your inner dialogue. It reveals a lot about your thoughts, ideas, your personality, and everything. It is mainly influenced by your subconscious mind. If you're an optimist, your thoughts will be mostly positive, and if you're a pessimist, your thoughts will mostly be negative. For example, if it is an optimist and if she had to make changes to her plans with people, she will say like, it's okay that I changed my plans with other people. They will understand. I prioritize myself. And she will be satisfied at the end of the day because she chose herself over others. And why? If it is a pessimist, they will think like, oh my god, I cannot change these plans. I'm not gonna disappoint people. And what happens at the night? She will not be satisfied. Whereas she satisfies other people. She doesn't prioritize herself, and that's negative. Another example is that this is A, she failed at something, but she says like, at least I tried and I'm proud of myself. She's proud of herself for trying. And whereas she has failed, and she thinks like, oh my god, I'm so miserable, I failed at something. And she sees herself like a complete failure, fully negative, and she thinks all negative about herself and messes up her mind. Whereas she learns from a mistake and she tries to improve things. She does take actions to improve herself into better. Another thing is that, so that's the difference between positive inner talk and negative inner talk. What happens here is that what we think mostly, it's mostly because of our subconscious mind, and these thoughts are influenced by maybe external things, how the people we surround us, like a lot of things influence our thoughts. And if you're constantly thinking about positive things, then we will be mostly taking positive actions about it, because our subconscious mind influences us to take more positive actions. And what happens there is that we take positive actions, we get positive outcome will be positive. Whereas if you're talking mostly about negative things, and if you're mostly thinking about negative things, and we will do more negative things, and in return what we'll get more negative things in return. It's that simple. If we give positive, we receive positive. If we give negative, we receive negative things. These things, our thoughts are influenced by a lot of people around us. The people that is surrounded by us influences us a lot. Maybe we think like they are not, but no. By time, their thoughts are gonna be your thoughts, and your thoughts are gonna be their thoughts. So make sure you surround yourself with positive-minded people. Otherwise, your mind is gonna be messed up. Trust me. Another thing is that Find ways to laugh a lot. Laughter is very, very good for your health and your mental health. Find humor in everything, but don't make fun of yourself, okay? But laugh at good things and everything. Another thing is that you can change the way you think by positive affirmations. You might be thinking like positive affirmations, saying these words every day, but it doesn't make me feel anything. What is this gonna change about me? But like I said, every little action matters over time. If it is like a 1 month or something, what I did few months back, I needed to change a few things about the way I think and everything. So I chose like 5 affirmations that I choose to say every day and night. 5 affirmations. And then at first I didn't felt anything at all, but at the end of the month I consistently did said my affirmations, and by the end of the month these thoughts were literally became my own thoughts. These things I said, that became the way I think, and that's how I think now. So with time it is very, very effective. Self These positive affirmations are very, very effective over time. It cannot change things overnight, but with time it surely can. And always journal. We always choose to talk to friends, with family members, with loved ones, because we love to talk with them, we love to spend time with them. But why don't we do that ourselves? We are also a person. We need to take care of ourselves. Other people could leave you anytime. Other people could betray you, hurt you anytime. But you're your constant person. You are literally your constant person. You will be there for yourself. You need to take care of your body and mind like a home you will need to be living for like for another 70 years. I read that somewhere. You need to talk to yourself. You can take a journal out and you can write down things that happened today, and you can pray to God. You have to spend few time with yourself. It's really, really necessary, and it will boost your mental health like really high. It really helps me to talk to myself at the end of the day. Like, we need to have a personal connection with ourselves. That is very important. Another thing is that maybe you have difficulty saying no to people, even when you want to say no. In 2016, a social psychologist said in a research paper, like, she said that people often avoid saying no because saying no is like discomfort. And to avoid that, they do not say no to people, even if they want to say no, even if they are not ready for the thing that people is asking for. Remember that you cannot pour from an empty cup. If you're drained, if you're already drained, and if you're already going through a tough time, how are you going to help other people? Are you going to drain yourself more? Don't you have any love for yourself and your respect for yourself? You're your constant person and you cannot betray yourself like that. Obviously, if you're doing your best, if you're like overflowing with happiness and everything, then obviously we want to help people. That's very, very good thing. But when you're struggling yourself and when you don't want to do something, why are you being such a people pleaser? What are you going to gain from it? Are these people going to help you when you are in like trouble, when you are going through a tough time? Ask yourself, will these people help you? If they're going to help you, obviously we need to help them back. But if they're not, why? Why would you? People pleasing need to be stopped. If you're not okay with something, say no. You don't have to be rude or something. We can say no very kindly. We can say like, sorry, I'm not gonna be able to do that. And you can tell your reason as well. That's it. It's simple. It's really, really simple. When you don't say no and when you say yes for something that you don't want to, you're like literally, you won't feel good at the end of the day. Why would you do that to yourself? Literally, why would you do that to yourself? If you want to feel that satisfaction, if you want to feel happy at the end of the night, then do not do the things that you don't want to do. Literally, beat anyone. If you're not comfortable with something, say like you're not comfortable, and not like, okay, I will do that for you. But what's up? Literally, what's the point? Why do you have to? What do you gain from people pleasing? Think of yourself. And if someone's asking for your help, think like this. Will this affect my moral values? Will this affect my way of thinking? Will this drain myself? These are the few things that you have to think. And if you think like it won't affect you, obviously we can help them. It's a very, very good thing. But if it drains you, what's the point? think. Also, these are ways where you can say no kindly. You can say no and be kind at the same time. It doesn't have to be rude. Think of that as well. Also, remember that saying no when it's needed is one of the best forms of self care you could ever engage in. Don't hesitate to say no when it's needed. If you're not comfortable with something, say no. It's really, really simple, even if it seems like hard at first. Start practicing saying no more. Another mistake you might be making in your life is like you're addicted to social media. There was a time when I would scroll for hours on Instagram reels. And when I see them, I think like, no, this is not going to affect my mind. But subconsciously, it is affecting your mind. Like you're constantly seeing people living their best life. No one's going to post their sad stories. And when we are seeing this subconsciously, we are going to compare it to our life and we will feel miserable. And by the end of the day, I was constantly drained and I felt very, very terrible. And at one point of time, I was like really, really messed up. And then I deactivated my socials for like 2 months. And the amount of peace I felt was insane. I felt really, really good. Literally, it was one of the best thing I ever did. Instead, what I do now is that I don't look at other people's posts or reels or anything. Mostly, I look at like I watch things which would improve myself in any kind of way or something like that. Something which will be helpful or something which aligns with my future goals and everything. That's what I do. And I do not give my time for any unnecessary things. Something that would waste my time. Why would I do that to myself? Another thing you can do for yourself is to have a routine. Maybe routines might seem like boring, but no, it is helping you in a lot of ways you don't like understand. Routines fights against depression. What happens is if you do not have anything to do in a day, like if you are sitting simply, then we will probably overthink and mess things up. Instead, if we have a routine, it comes to you automatically. Like we'll wake up, we'll go brush our teeth, do our skincare, then create a to-do list and start doing things on the list. We will be busy and we won't like have the time to overthink or mess our mind up. We will feel more energized and we will feel more satisfied because we are taking actions, we are doing something rather than sitting all day long without doing anything at all. You can do like a skincare routine, you can do like a slow skincare routine, a slow hot shower. It could make your mind feel like so relaxed and calming and comforting and everything. So having a routine is very important, so you can think about it as well. Thank you so much for watching this video, and this is all about what I wanted to say. Well, if you found this video helpful in some kind of way, then please make sure to subscribe to my channel, comment your views and like and share to your friends. I'll see you all in my next video. Until then, stay safe and bye.